Good morning. We're going to take another look at Fun Spot USA in Kissimmee. I did a nighttime version of this. This is all done in Planet Coaster. So we're passing over the town now. Before we do go into the actual Fun Spot, we're going to have a little look at the updates, what I've done on the town itself, and the Irlo Bronson Highway 192. So I've made a few updates and changes. I've done some colouring of the lampposts, sort of purples and turquoisey, bluey colours, which is something similar to what they've actually got in Kissimmee and along the highway there. As you can see over the back there, the Old Town wheel and the reverse, but I call it reverse bumper, the slingshot and the Vomitron. Notice the billboards. I've updated a few billboards there, and I say I've updated, these are probably out-of-date advertisements, but however they look more in keeping. That's Blue Horizons there. I don't think Blue Horizons is now being shown at Seaworld, but that would be the sort of posters that you would see or would have seen at one time, so they're not too indifferent to what you see now. This is taken from the other side of the road, the opposite side to the downtown area. And just scanning along the road there. All the cars are stationary, they won't move at all. They look like they're ready to move, they look like they're ready to move from a junction or a set of traffic lights. I've added quite a few palm trees there because right there are a lot of palm trees about, and coaches and taxis and hotels, lots of restaurants as well. Passing by the Lynx bus shelter there. Notice that I've made the paths more windy now as opposed to just being straight, because they are windy like a snake when you look at them. Check them on Google Maps and you'll see that I'm right. Just pulling away now from the main road there and passing over subway there. Look, there's a subway. And here we go. This is first ride of the day. This is a Chairplane. They do have Chairplane in roughly the same place in the Fun Spot, only this is a little bigger, this one. This is more like the one, if anybody's been to Disneyland in California, and it's the California Adventure. And dodgems, they do have some dodgems there. Overlooking the lake now and the reflection. It's lovely, isn't it? lots more people, lots of people come into the park. And this is a daytime look at the rocket. It's actually a take on the Wild Mouse ride. Exactly the same layout as the Primeval Whirl in Animal Kingdom. Exactly the same, only different colours and different types of cars as well. Although the cars actually on the rocket ride, I can tell you it is red and silver, and I couldn't get that. The nearest I could get was to grab one of the mice and change it to as near as the colour as I possibly could. But the layout's exactly the same and the colour scheme's the same. Got lots of different angles here of it, exactly as you would see, especially from the underside point as well. It would look virtually exactly the same as this, looking up onto the ride. You don't get many chances of looking down on the ride like this though, do you? Also had the choice of adding in the spins and removing the spins at any point in time. I found it a little bit harder than I thought to actually keep the momentum going, so I had to actually add in wheels to keep it going. So it's not strictly built quite the same as the originals are built, but I think that the capabilities are actually there to do it. I just don't know how to do it, that's all. We're just pulling away from the A-frame. This is the Sky Coaster. As I've said before, this one where they lift you up on this giant cable and they slowly pull you up and then they release you and you dive in over the lake and swing backwards and forwards, 400 feet in the air that. This was the first ride that I actually placed into this park. This is where I got all the other dimensions from this particular ride. The Flying Eagles, and the Flying Eagles does actually exist, and it's the only place I've ever actually seen one of these, and that is in the real Fun Spot. We're on the virtual ride now, and it's obviously designed so that you can twist those fins to the left or the right, so it will have an effect on exactly which way you're going to move. So you do actually have some sort of control over your cart. Anyway, there we go, another view of it. the head rush. This is a larger head rush than the one that's actually there. They've got a lovely ride in the actual park itself. It's done with the stars and stripes. I couldn't get that on here, so I found the nearest I could, and even that's not quite right, but it's the same sort of principle. I'm not sure if this one actually goes all the way over. It may not. Some of them go all the way over. Because I seem to have a little bit more space than I realised, I've been adding a few more rides to the park itself just to fill it out. And it's not too bad actually, it's not too dissimilar to this. This has a covering that comes over it halfway through the ride. It's a caterpillar. It's quite an interesting one. I won one of these many years ago. And you'll see the canopy come over. It's quite authentic, I like this. Haven't got one of these at Fun Spot, but hey, it would work pretty well though, wouldn't it? Now they do have something similar to this called the Red Baron in roughly about the same spot near to the entrance. This is much more extreme, so this wouldn't be for the younger ones, more for adults and older children, and you'll see why in a moment. By the looks of these, you have some sort of control over these as well, as to which way. Maybe you don't, maybe it just does it randomly, or maybe you've got a lever inside that turns it. I don't know. Oh, this is a lovely little roundabout, isn't it? It's a double-decker one as well. They're only small, and I've put 2 of these into the park, and they look lovely day and night. What I did notice was, from the surface, I think there were 2 large canopies of the same colours, not too dissimilar to what you see from the top of the carousels. But I also thought it would be quite nice to actually put carousels there instead, so I'm making changes. You can see the balloon ride in the background there as well. That's a lovely overview, isn't it, of the park? That's wonderful. And you can see the Sky Tower in the back there, which we'll have a little go on in a minute. See what the views are like from up there. I'll put some canopies there as well, because there are canopies around the park. I think I need to put some seats underneath some of them as well. There's another look at the flying eagles, just pulling away. And you see the walkway platform that takes you onto part of the lake and then into the station that then hoists you up onto the sky coaster. The background, there wasn't a lot I could do about that. It does look rather like a desert background, and I have no control over that whatsoever, but I wanted to get something that was as near as flat as possible that looks like Florida, especially when you're low down. You don't tend to see the background quite so much. I wanted to put trees around. I would have loved to put trees in that background area, but I couldn't do that. Once you get up to the perimeters, you can't do a lot. Notice the winding pavements there. Imported lots and lots of palm trees and tropical plants. now it's time to have a go in the Sky Tower. This is another thing that doesn't actually exist as such in the real place, but I thought it was quite nice to add it. And now on the Ferris wheel. The one in the real old town has balloons, all different coloured balloons on there. This was the nearest I could find that would match the size of the wheel, so this is roughly about the same sort of size. I've not actually been on the real one. I'll have to try that when I next go. As you can see behind there, you've got the Vomitron and the slingshot. And there is some sort of realism to the whole thing, isn't there? There we go, all the traffic's come to a standstill. The traffic I can't get to move. Once I find a way, if there's a way of getting moving traffic, then I'll incorporate that into this. Moving over the Burger King, the Kentucky Fried Chicken area. On the other side of the road I do have something like, I think, a Denny's Diner. Oh, there's your golf course down there, crazy golf course. Is it Pirates Adventure, one of them? Now here's a ride I'm not sure as I'd fancy too much, but it's fun to watch. Yeah, I think one go on this and I'll be finished for the day. Got a few stalls there, the sort of thing that you find at amusement parks and fun fairs. As I'm pulling away, notice down to the bottom left corner there's something else we haven't seen at the moment. Is this the one that's called Fun and Wheels, the go-kart track? And they do have a go-kart track there. And I'm not sure, I don't think they go as fast as this lot do. These are going really fast. They go fast enough, but not as fast as this. And they do go on multi-levels. So where you might have seen this sort of thing before, and they just tend to go around in an elongated circle, these ones will actually go around at a reasonable speed on a track. As I say, this one's a lot faster than the real thing. Although when you actually load down in a vehicle, it actually feels like it's going faster than it actually is. If anybody's ever been on anything like this at all, you've got quite a lot of control over the vehicle. Actually, you've got 100% control over those vehicles. Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this upload from Planet Coaster. My interpretation of Old Town, and especially Fun Spot, just off the Irlo Bronson Highway 192. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you're up to date with all my latest uploads. See you all again very soon on YouTube. Cheers.